I'm John and this is Blood Bowl. We're continuing the mad rush to try and finish this season before the end of the year, with the middle game of the 4th round. The beaten up and unlucky vampires of the Dudunesh Striders face the surprisingly effective Nurglings of the Slughtbust Gardeners. The Gardeners are looking as strong as they've ever been, with a full complement of players and a good few skills thrown around. The team relies on its access to star players and other inducements, and this game is no exception. Grandfather Nurgle has blessed the team with a star rotter, Glart Smash Rip. The Hulking Brute is a good mix of the Trolls and the Pump Wagons, with a frenzied rush once per game if there's a few Striders out of position. Speaking of the Vampires, the team is going to have to make do with one less Thrall. Against any other team, the Striders would be using inducements to even things up, but the Gardeners are one of the few exceptions, so the Vampire team will have to make do with what they have. Aside from the Trolls and the Pump Wagons, the Vampires have the strength advantage, even the Thralls. But as usual, the team is relying on the dice to play ball, as they still lack rerolls and have a very low tolerance for casualties. The coin is flipped and Dudunesh win, and choose to kick the ball first. As play set up, the Gardeners swarm the pitch, with 3 additional Nurglings entering play. The weather looks to change. While the conditions remain consistent, the ball scatters before landing. It causes a touchback, and the ball is given to the star player, Glart Smash Rip. Play kicks off with the open Nurglings all moving in. The Nurgling Swarm, Rank Shanks, passes their really stupid roll and blocks Enoch Perquin. The Vampire stumbles back, but his armour holds. Glart then blitzes Nyx Larcher, knocking her down. And doing his move. Glidex Bilgehelm then blocks Simone, though with 2 both down results has to use a reroll. The demon passes their loner roll and the Thrall stumbles back. The other large demon, Pandamungus Foulsaw, forgets what they're doing. Excremelch Carrion Flinger readies a foul-smelling bomb, but fumbles it. The bomb is dropped by the Nurgling's feet and detonates, knocking the Fungus Flinger out and causing a turnover. Enoch fails his Bloodlust roll, meaning he stands, but loses his tackle zone. Nyx dodges, having to use her skill reroll. Theron's Sarrazin blitzes the star player, causing him to stumble. He doesn't move back thanks to his stand firm skill, but it doesn't matter as his armor breaks and is knocked out. The ball then bounces free. And the other vampire thrower, Jonas Debray, moves in and picks it up. Armand the Feral blocks Glidex, but the Vargeist causes them both to be knocked down, causing a turnover. Bilchon gets back to their feet, while Pandamungus remembers what to do and blocks Raphael Law, pushing the Vampire Blitzer back. Mulch and Glotterton then blitzes Adine Gord, passing a rush check to do so. The Stilty Runner has Dauntless, and with a roll of a 6, triples their strength to match the vampires. The block would only push her back, so a reroll was used, knocking Adine down. The vampire's armor breaks, and is knocked out. Rankshanks blocks Enoch, causing the vampire to stumble. Armand gets back up. So does Perquin. Nyx moves in and uses her Hypnotic Gaze trait. It only took me 4 games to remember it. Bolafon fails an agility roll and is hypnotised, losing their tackle zone. Sarrazin moves in and does the same to Ulcerox. This lets Jonas run in and blitz Ulcerox, with a big enough advantage to knock the Nurgling down. Their armour holds, but Debray is focused on dodging past the Nurgling line. The Gardeners get up and move in. With Magnus passing a rush check. Mulch and Glotterton blitzes Jonas Debray, passing the Dauntless roll. And knocking the thrower down. His armour breaks and he's left stunned. The ball bounces towards Magalus, who fails to catch it. Bolafon dodges. Letpress goes to dodge, needing to use a skill reroll, which also fails. The Nurgling hits the dirt. Knocked out, causing a turnover. Last Share dodges, having to use a skill reroll. Before dodging twice more. Theron gets back to their feet and blitzes Splash and Wormback, needing to make multiple dodges to reach them. The duo are knocked down, using their sidestep skill. The ball bounces free, and Sarrazin passes another rush check to go and pick up the ball. Unfortunately, he fumbles it, and the ball bounces towards Polypathon. Who also fails to catch the ball. It then bounces back towards Theron, who finally manages to catch it. However, since the initial pickup was failed, a turnover still happens. Mulch and Glotter's Tongue blocks Nick's last share, but fails the Dauntless roll. That means they're only strength 1, so the Vampire Runner chooses the block result. The duo are knocked down, causing a turnover. Jonas Debray blitzes Magalus, knocking the Nurgling down. Theron Sarrazin dodges. Before having to pass a rush check to score the first touchdown of the game. The Dudonais Striders take the early lead 1-0. After the drive, the referee gets involved. Even though they're unconscious, Extramelch is sent off, despite the coach, Typhicus Falsong, arguing the call. The same result happens to Rankshanks, being sent off. The players are set up again for the second drive, with more Slowpuss players sneaking onto the pitch. The kickoff result is brilliant coaching, which the Gardeners win, gaining an extra reroll. Not that they're the team that desperately needs them. The ball heads towards Polypathon, who can't catch it. The Nurglings all move in. Before Polypathon picks up the ball. Blister Goutdung, the other fungus flinger, throws a bomb. The throw is inaccurate, so the Gardeners use that extra reroll to throw it at Lucas. The Thrall catches the bomb, but it explodes before he can throw it away. While his armour holds, the blast hits every adjacent player. Jonas Debray is knocked down. The Vargheist manages to avoid the blast, however. Theron Sarrazin is hit, but his armour holds. And Nyx Larcher is hit. Her armour breaks. And she's knocked out. Glidex Bilgehelm moves in, while the replacement pump wagon, Festamulch, falls to infighting and does nothing. Pantomungus moves up, while Glart Smashrip blitzes Aman the Feral, using his block skill to knock the vampiric monstrosity down. Jonas, Armand, Theron and Lucas get back to their feet. Raphael Law fails their Bloodlust roll and loses their tackle zone. Enoch Perquin blitzes a Bolophon, pushing the Nurgling around. Simone gets brave as he blocks Pandamungus, somehow pushing the grotesque demon back. Slowpuss begin their turn with Blister arming another bomb. Again it's aimed at Lucas, who stupidly catches the bomb again, exploding in his face for the second time. This time the explosion knocks the Thrall out. The blast hits Jonas Debray, but his armour holds. This time Armand is hit, but the Vargheist has too much armour. Theron Sarrazin manages to avoid the blast. Festamulch then blocks the standing vampire thrower, knocking him down. Polypophon moves up and hands the ball off to Glart Smashrip. The star player then blitzes Simone, again using his block skill to knock the Thrall out. The remaining Nurglings all move up. Before Pandamungus Foulsaw blocks Raphael Law, pushing the vampire back. Jonas and Amand get back to their feet just fine. Theron gets back up, but loses his tackle zone thanks to his bloodlust. Raphael goes to dodge, but is tripped. His armour holds, but it ends the Dudonair turn. Glar and Polypophon continue their move. Glidex Bilgehelm blocks Girard, knocking the Thrall down. Festamulch blocks Theron's Harazin, causing the vampire to stumble. His armour breaks, and thanks to the Swarm's Mighty Blow skill, knocks the vampire out. Pandamungus Foulsaur blocks Florian, causing them to stumble. His armour breaks, and he's removed as a casualty. Not only that, he's dead. After that poor luck, Jonas blitzes Glart Smash Rip. He has to make multiple dodges, and then 2 rush checks. But the thrower trips at the last hurdle, continuing the Strider's bad luck and causing a turnover. Just for the Gardeners to even the game up as Glart Smash Rip scores a touchdown. Again, the ref gets in to send off the secret weapons, but for once, Typhicus's argument is persuasive, and Blister Goutdung is not sent off. Festamulch, however, is not so lucky. Despite only having half a turn to go, the ball is still kicked. It's kicked high and Adine Gord catches it. But that isn't the point of this turn, as Raphael blocks Glidex Bilgehelm, knocking the demon down. Adine hands the ball off to Theron's Harazin. Theron then throws a pass towards Nick's Larcher. Who catches it, making a quick completion. Nyx then blitzes Polypophon, passing a rush check. The Nurgling is knocked down. and is removed as a casualty. They're badly hurt. Enoch Perquin blocks Pandamungus, knocking the demon down. And Aman the Feral blocks Glut Smash Rip, but only knocks him down. Unharmed. And that's the end of the first half, with the Slough Gardeners and Dudanesh Striders tied at 1 apiece. The second half begins with an extra Nurgling sneaking onto the pitch. The fans cheer and the Striders gain a reroll, though they shouldn't have. I completely forgot that cheering fans was a prayer to Nuffle, not a reroll. I'll get that right later in the game. Jonas de Bray opens the half by blitzing Brongodon, pushing the Nurgling around. The Vargeist blocks Glance Smash Rip, causing the star player to stumble. Thanks to Aman's claws, he rips into Glart's hide, causing a casualty. Farron Sarrazin picks up the ball. And makes a quick pass to Adine Gord. She catches the ball with ease. Gord then moves up. Enoch blocks Foul Saw, pushing them back. Raphael blocks Glidex, also pushing the demon back. Lastly, Nyx moves up, having to pass multiple dodge rolls. Bronchodon dodges back. While Mulch and Glossotongue blitzes Adine Gord. They gain the extra strength thanks to their Dauntless skill and knock the vampire down. Her armour breaks, and she's removed as a casualty. Luckily, she's only badly hurt, though her regeneration doesn't heal her. Blister Galpdung throws a bomb at Amon the Feral, who manages to catch it. They go to throw the bomb away, but it had no chance of it being accurate. It scatters into Raphael Law, who also catches the bomb. Unfortunately, it explodes in his face. His armor breaks, and he's knocked out. Girard is also hit. And is left stunned. The bomb also caused some friendly fire, as Glidex Bilgehelm is hit, though their armour holds. The same cannot be said for Ulcerox, who is left stunned. Pandamungus blocks Enoch Perquin, causing the vampire to stumble. Lucas blitzes a Bolophon, pushing the Nurgling around. Enoch gets back to their feet, while Jonas and Theron move up. Andre blocks Maglus, but the Nurgling's dodge skill keeps them safe. Nick's last share blocks Splatch and Wormback, but again the dodge skill keeps the duo safe. Glidex gets back to their feet. Pandamungus blocks Amon the Feral, but with a double skulls result needs to use a reroll. However, the demon's loner skill prevents the reroll from working, and Foul Soul goes down. Their armor breaks, and they're knocked out. Jonas Debray blocks a Bolophon, but can only push them thanks to their dodge skill. Theron Sarrazin fails their bloodless roll, so the team use their one and only reroll as Theron blitzes Molten Glutton. The Stilty runner is pushed, and thanks to their sidestep skill, choose to be pushed onto the ball. And it bounces free into Theron's waiting hands. Lucas follows up with his own block, choosing the both down result instead of only pushing them. Mulch and Glutton end up knocked out. And karmically, so is the Thrall. There isn't much the Gardeners can do at this point. The Nurglings focus on dodging away from their opponents. All seems well until Ulcerox needs to use their skill reroll. The second dodge, however, also fails, so use a team reroll, only for it to also fail, knocking the Nurgling down, their armor breaks, and they're knocked out. The Striders take advantage with Jonas de Bray blitzing Bronchodon, despite failing his Bloodlust roll. The Nurgling is knocked down. And is removed as a casualty. They're seriously hurt, means they'll miss the final game of the season. Theron then runs forward, scoring a touchdown. The Dudonay Striders regain the lead 2-1. Buster Goutdung can't escape the referee this time, as they're sent off for good. The team's set up and the ball is kicked high. Letting Splatch and Wormback move into position to not catch the ball. Glidex blocks Raphael, causing the vampire to stumble. Law's armor breaks, and thanks to the Demon's Mighty Blow skill, is removed as a casualty. Raphael suffers a serious injury, or he would if he didn't then regenerate, instead only being placed in reserves. Pandamungus Foulsaw blocks Enoch, knocking him down. Molten Glottongue dodge away. Before the other Stilty runner manages to pick up the ball. Pokemon gets back to his feet, but loses his tackle zone. Jonas de Bray blitzes a Bolophon, knocking the Nurgling down. Their armor breaks and they're knocked out. Theron Saracen moves in. As does Aman the Feral, though the Vargeist also loses his tackle zone. Nick's last share moves up, dodging to do so. While Lucas goes to dodge, but the thrall is tripped. His armour breaks, and he's removed as a casualty. Unfortunately, he also joins Florian, as he's also dead. Foul Saw blocks Enoch, causing the vampire to stumble. Vyrak dodges away. While Bilgehelm blocks the Vargeist. The Gardeners go to use a reroll, and Glidex passes his loner check. Instead, Armand is only pushed back. Splatch and one back dodge, twice, before handing off the ball to the other Stilty runner duo. Mulch and Glottung then make their own dodges, the second needing a skill reroll. Unfortunately, that also fails, and the duo are tripped up. The armour breaks, and are knocked out. Enoch Perquin gets back to his feet. Sarazin blocks Magalus. Both players are knocked down. With the Nurgling being removed as a casualty. They're seriously hurt, while the vampire is unharmed. Vyrak goes to pick up the ball. And makes a short pass to a Splatch and one back. The throw is inaccurate, causing it to scatter. It instead lands towards Enoch Perquin. But the vampire fails to catch the ball. It hits the dirt and ends the Slowpus turn. Theron Sarazin gets back to his feet and picks up the ball. He then makes a long pass to Nyx. The throw is accurate, and the vampire runner catches the ball. Nick's last share then runs in and scores a touchdown. The Dudenay Striders have secured a victory 3-1 against Slowpus Gardeners. For the final drive of the game, the ball is kicked and the cheering fans speak up. Giving Slowpus a prayer to Nuffle, because I remembered by this point. Leprous gains additional armour thanks to the Iron Man prayer. The ball is then largely ignored as the Nurglings move back. With Leprous dodging to do so. Glidex Bilgehelm blocks Faron Sarazin, pushing him back. While Pandamungus blocks Jonas de Bray, causing him to stumble. The last turn of the game starts with Amon the Feral blitzing Glidex, knocking the demon down. The open thralls move in. Theron and Enoch also move in. While Raphael does the same, but loses his tackle zone. Jonas de Bray gets back up and bites Bertin, stunning the thrall. Lastly, Nyx Larcher moves up. For the last action of the game, Glidex Bilgehelm blitzes Simone. Passing a rush check. The thrall is knocked down. And his armour breaks. Simone is removed as a casualty and suffers a lasting injury. And with that, the game draws to a close, with the Dudenay Striders dominating the Snotlings Gardeners 3-1. The Nurglings really struggled this game. There wasn't any particular misplay or blunder aside from the disappointing performance by Smash Rip. The team just couldn't contain the vampires and failed to earn any real points in the process. That said, there are plenty of star player points to go around, with Pandamungus Foulsaw, Glidex Bilgehelm and even Mulching Gluttertongue picking up points for causing casualties. Inexplicably, the MVP was Excremouch Carrion Flinger. Magalus and Bronchodon will miss the final game, but compared to the casualties of the vampires, it's not so bad. The team collect their winnings, and despite losing some dedicated fans, they make their advancements. Pandamungus rolls for a skill, ending up with Armbar. Glidex, however, chooses their skill, going with Brawler. Excremouch rolls for theirs, ending up with the fairly useless Fumblerooski skill. While Mulch and Gluttertongue also roll, and end up with the defensive skill. The team hold on to their winnings for now, avoiding any expensive mistakes, as they prepare to face the Warpstoners Anonymous in the final round. The Dudenay Striders finally have something to celebrate. A dominating win finally lets the team score some points. Though it is too little too late to make any real difference. The team scored a lot of star player points, with Faron Sarazin holding the majority of them. He scored 2 touchdowns, caused a casualty and made 3 completions. Nyx Larcher scored the remaining touchdown and picked up a casualty, while Jonas de Bray and Amon the Feral share the other casualties. Speaking of Jonas, he's also the MVP for the team. Unfortunately, this didn't come without a cost, as Simone will miss the final game, losing some of his armour in the process, and of course the deaths of Florian and Lucas. The team collect their winnings and start to make advancements. Amon the Feral chooses the Mighty Blow skill, Jonas de Bray chooses the Dodge skill, while Feral Saracen chooses the Leader skill, finally giving the team a reroll. Lastly, Nyx Larcher rolls for her skill, ending up with Kick. The team hired 2 replacement thralls, Renoir and Gustav. Yes, I did play Club School Expedition 33, why do you ask? The Striders were still hampered by their lack of rerolls, and some bad luck really stopped them from preventing the Gardeners from scoring. But aside from the thralls' deaths, I couldn't ask for a better game for the Vampires. It's a shame that they did so badly earlier in the league, as even after this game it's a all but certainty that they cannot possibly win. But they also need a miracle, as their final game is against the league favourites, the Sumeru Thunderers. And here are the league standings after that game. The Nurglings gained a point, but it's not really enough to challenge the Thunderers. The biggest surprise is that the Vampires finally are no longer the bottom of the league table. The dominant performance of this game placed them just above Sigmar Stormhammers. The final game of this round is the Hexoatl Sun Warriors facing Warpstoners Anonymous. And that was Blood Bowl. There were some moments early on where the game could have swung in either direction, but after losing Glance Smash Rip, the Nurglings just didn't have the strength to deal with the Vampires. Coupled with their titchy size, making the already insane agility of the Vampires all the more effective, there really wasn't much they could do. As mentioned before, there's one game left of this round, which is the next video. After that there is a non-Blood Bowl video, before jumping back in to finish the league before the end of the year. In the meantime, if there's any other game you'd like to see me try out, presumably in the new year, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, thank you very much for watching. Take care.